What's up, Star Kids? It's your boy, Jaron, back again for another video. It's been a long week of working and grinding. As you can see, I am redesigning my studio, have a lot of cool content coming to you guys. That's not why I'm here. I'm just here to share some time on my favorite subreddit, Black People Twitter. As you guys know, as I say time and time again, Black People Twitter is a collection of black people's thoughts. It's basically like a core conscious of black culture kind of all thrown together on a subreddit. It's my favorite place to go to find funny stuff and good content. And I'm going to share some stuff with you guys. If you guys like these videos and things like it, please like, subscribe, and all that stuff. Hit the bell, all the dumb stuff that we got to do on YouTube so we can be inspired and continue to make the content that we make. All right, all that stuff. I did the spiel. Let's get into it. Black People Twitter. Also, you can follow me. I realized last video I exposed my handle, so follow me on Reddit if you do that. Let's get it going. This one says, Roy Woods Jr. once again. First of all, Roy Woods Jr. is just to be dominating black people Twitter. Like, I almost think that he has like a relationship with them to where all his memes automatically get on the front page. But he is also a hilarious dude. I gave him a shout out in the last video. You get another one. Keep it up. Keep up the good work, guy. Democrats got to stop playing nice. If Herschel Walker was a Democrat, Fox News would have had them baby mamas on a round table with the abortion doctor coming up after the break. Isn't that facts? That is pure facts. You know what it actually makes me, what reminds me of is when we had the debates with Hillary and Trump literally invited all the mistresses that Bill Clinton had over the course of the whole scandal back with Monica Lewinsky. I think she was there, but there was like 4 women that Bill Clinton was philandering with, and Trump invited them all to the debate and had them sitting front row. It was wild times. Those were wild times. Pre-pandemic election season was nuts. That's a whole different video. Anyways, keep it scrolling. Remy Martin Lawrence of Arabia. That's a very clever name. Oh, if you're not at the risk of being called you shouldn't be saying nigga. That's it. And that is facts. That's basically it. And this is a discussion that is constant in my life, mostly because of where I'm located, which is Arizona. It's only 5% black out here, so most of the people that are around me are white. I also operate in the hip hop scene, meaning that by law of averages, a lot of the rappers that operate out here are actually white. And so the discussion of the N-word and the use of the word nigga and nigger, basically R and A, is a very touchy one. And I mean, I'm not even monetized, so I actually don't even care if this video gets flagged or not, because I'm not even at that level yet. So for me, it's one of those things where if you're not risking being called it, just like the meme says, you shouldn't be saying it because it's a privilege. And I know there's a whole discussion, it's just a word, but honestly, this video is not about that, so we're gonna keep moving. But that's a good thought. Good job, Remy Martin Lawrence Arabia. Take the tails off the shrimp for pasta and grits, please. 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 Like, shrimp tails are gross. They're like hard. They're like little, like, it's almost like the wrapper of like a piece of gum kind of texture. And y'all be eating that and like leaving it on your plates. You guys are gross. Stop doing that. Anyways, I let a woman pay for a $240 meal after she faked offered and she was silent the whole ride home. Okay. So, lots to unpack there. First of all, the fact that he quote unquote let her pay. Like, how did that conversation go down? The bill hits the table, right? You guys had that staring match for the moment. That moment of, oh, is he gonna pay it or am I gonna pay it? There was probably like a Mexican standoff there for a second, and then eventually she was probably just like, screw it, and then grabbed the bill because they probably sat there for like 30 minutes having BS conversation trying to decide who was going to pay this bill, and she was just like over it. I get that. So she was mad. Don't do that, gentlemen. Don't do that. Especially, I mean, to even be in a situation that the meal between two people is $240, you're going to a restaurant that is pricey. Or you guys are picking out or having mad drinks. Either way, you should be prepared to pay in any scenario if you're going to be taking women on a date. And then now, it doesn't mean that the guy should always pay. That's not what I'm trying to say. I'm actually pro Dutch sometimes. It kind of depends on what the situation is and what the context is. First date, I think the guy should pay. But if you guys are like been dating for a while and she has money and she wants to use it, let her use her money. But don't force her to use her money. It makes you think about Chris Rock in a stand-up that he had where he talks about the fastest way to dry up a girl's is to make her reach for a wallet because her wallet's directly connected to that. So keep that in mind, gentlemen out there doing your thing. Let's keep it moving. Nina Turner, this is big news. No one should be locked up for cannabis possession. Biden, yes, this is actually really big news, guys. This episode turning surprisingly political, but this is a very major deal, guys. Biden just basically pardoned something like around like 7,000 people who were dealing with simple marijuana possessions across the country. And then now he's lobbying to also lower marijuana from Schedule 1 to Schedule 3, which is a major deal. Basically, like, we're moving closer and closer to legalization. And for someone who is a major advocate of cannabis, if you guys know me very well, I am all about this. And I think that this is a long time coming. A lot of people are like, oh, this is this Biden trying to be political and, like, cater to his party. But it's like, yeah, that's how it works, dummy. That's how politics work. And if you're mad about this, then you're goofy. That's just my thoughts on that. If you're big mad about marijuana getting closer to legalization, you're goofy. And you could talk about you could attack me in my comments. I don't care. But if you are understanding the larger picture here and what's going on in society and this massive shift that we're seeing on this, you're goofy. Go do some research. Also, we're about to see the birth of the Dank Brandon meme, which, I mean, the whole "Let's Go Brandon" thing is probably one of the dumbest things I've ever seen in the history of the internet, like ever. And this is not even a knock at Republicans or anything like that. It's just dumb. It makes no sense. And it got crazy out of control. And now we got people wearing "Let's Go Brandon" t-shirts. And then it got flipped into Dark Brandon, which is like another dumb thing. But now we're here at Dank Brandon, which I actually rock with Dank Brandon. And I hope that there's a strain. I actually almost guarantee that there's right now 45,000 botanists racing to make the Dank Brandon strain and put it out in the market as soon as possible. But Joe Biden is wild. I'm not even going to make this about Joe Biden. I mean, he did what he needed to do, but I just also know that he probably felt some type of way to pass this. Because if you know his history, you know that he's actually pretty anti-weed. But the pressure's on, bro. Like 75% of the country wants this. So, stop the goofy. Stop the goofy. Do better. You know what I'm saying? I went to high school with some full-time idiots. How you making fun of a nigga because he is reading a book? Facts. Facts. I remember in high school that, I'm not even going to try to like get too deep on that because, names and whatever. But I'm an avid reader. I mean, not so much these days because my brain has been turned to mush thanks to YouTube and TikTok. But reading has always been something that's extremely important to me. Ever since I was a young kid, I make sure that my son reads a lot. Just the idea of being able to explore new worlds through through fiction, and then also learning about stories and history through nonfiction. Reading is easily one of the most important things you can do as a human being, period. So when people knock the concept of reading, you're goofy. This is the goofy edition of Black people Twitter browsing, because I do hear about this, man. People be getting mad about people reading books, and he's like, why? Do better. Just do better. I don't understand that. Do better. Whatever you're doing, do that. Whoever's in the graphic T lab need to give Aaliyah, Tupac, Biggie, Ice Cube, Selena, and Boys in the Hood a rest. Thank you. Thank you. I get triggered when I see Aaliyah content on like a 14-year-old who has no idea who she is. And basically, like, if they are Aaliyah fans, it's through their parents, which, congratulations, parents. You're doing a good job exposing your kids to great music. But it's like, that's not for you. I'm wearing Aaliyah shirts, not you. 14-year-old in your TikTok video. Yeah, and then it gets kind of icky when you think about it because of the estates that are trying to survive off of the names of these people. I'm assuming when they say Boys in the Hood, they mean Easy E, and they have Ice Cube in here too. But I feel like everybody else in this list of this meme is dead, except for Ice Cube. Ice Cube is still alive. Last time I checked, so let's not kill Ice Cube early. But this is a whole thing. A celebrity died. I mean, we just had like 15 biopic movies in the last several years, including an Elvis joint that no one really asked for. No one was asking for an Elvis movie, but we got one. They're making a Whitney Houston movie. It looks okay, but it's like we don't need a Whitney Houston movie. I understand that her story needs to be contained and shared with the world for generations to come. I understand that, but sometimes these movies be doing too much, dog. And y'all be putting people on T-shirts that don't be asking to be put on T-shirts. Don't be doing that. Stop. Not cool. Keep it moving. Call them corny, but you can watch that corn again. All right, so this is a long meme. We'll start with the bottom because this is how you're supposed to retweet. With tweets, I'm not sure if you guys know this. This is you guys about to learn something. You start from the bottom and you read up. You don't start from the top. It's very confusing. A lot of people don't know this, but you start from the bottom. So we're gonna start from the bottom. It says, "It is as if people are sifting through excrement for the undigested bits, then claiming the undigested shit is okay to consume." That's deep. What did Jamel Hill say? "I'm no longer doing the gymnastics part with Kanye. I understand the respect part really, but I don't even have the effort to remember the artist he once was. I don't care. I'm from Chicago, so I claim that part of him. He's a great artist. I claim that part. All the other shit, hell no." I've been actively avoiding Kanye, talking about Kanye recently, mostly because he hasn't done anything really inspiring lately. And I mean, if you know me personally, Kanye West is actually still to this day one of my favorite artists in terms of his innovation and his ability to make great music. However, he be just doing dumb, goofy stuff. This is the goofy edition of Black People Twitter. And Kanye recently has been the king of goof, doing things that are just basically for the sake of attention, maybe an album rollout or a release of his new clothing line. Whatever he's got going on, he has decided to subscribe to the side of drama and controversy for us to get attention and talk about it. And it gets kind of old. I was with it at first, like a couple years back, like 5 years ago, when he first started doing it, like when he was going off on Twitter and going on Twitter rants. I was with it at first, but now it's getting kind of old. And I was like, I wish he would find more, not necessarily positive ways, but just ways that are different than what he's been doing. Because now he's being a dead horse. And it's getting to the point where it's like, yawn, goof, keep it moving. Anyways, this will be, we'll do two more and then we'll get out of here. No thanks, fam. You couldn't pay me to eat off a toddler. Dog, toddlers are easily the dirtiest kids, the dirtiest things in the history of humans. Like, it didn't stay dirty. Like, you could bathe a toddler, and then the second you put it on the ground, all the dirt and dust just, like, flies to it like a magnet. Toddlers are gross. Don't ever take any type of food, toy, cleaning products, anything. If a toddler hands you something, you just don't take it, because you will catch COVID, Ebola, which is a combination of COVID and Ebola. It's gross. Just don't do it. Good advice. We'll do one more. If your man sleep on his stomach, get rid of him. No grown ass man sleep on his stomach. How the fuck are you supposed to protect his house with your ass in the air? Okay. Listen, I be sleeping on my stomach sometimes, but I actually understand this. I actually think about this a lot because I get paranoid about like why, or like if someone were to break into my house, like what my action would be. And honestly, like I haven't even talked to my wife about this, and she's probably gonna watch this video, but she should be sleeping on the other side of the bed because the side that I sleep on is further away from the door. And theoretically, if like someone were to kick in the door and try to kill us, I would be closer. But I sleep on the other side. But I also have a sword by my bed too, like a full on katana blade by my bed, because I imagine that if someone is gonna come in, I'm gonna be like, wow, That's the plan. Like, I'm gonna chop you up. So, but if I'm sleeping on my stomach, I haven't really practiced the sword grab from the stomach position. It's difficult because you have to like pop your arm out and then like rotate, and that's dangerous. If you're on your back, I practiced reaching over and just cutting somebody if I need to with the sword, laying on my back. But if you're on your stomach, you can't. Yeah, it gets weird. Yeah, I mean maybe you should just get a gun, but I don't know. I'm kind of anti-gun, but the crazier your life gets, the more I realize I might need to get one because life is crazy and people are dying. Anyways, thanks for watching. That was a very depressing note to end the video on. But thanks for watching. We'll be back again probably next week, continuing to browse black people Twitter and other stuff. By the way, I did start a subreddit and there's still nobody in there. I think we have one subscriber in there right now. Let's go actually look at this real quick. We over here, Jaron Ikner. Oh, we have actually 2 subscribers on there. I haven't made any posts. I'm gonna start making posts soon, but I don't want to. I think you guys should go on there and drop your favorite memes and your favorite videos and give me content and make my job easier. You know what I'm saying? Because like I'm out here working and doing all the hard work. Make my job easier. Hop over to the Jaron Ikner subreddit. Post your videos, memes, whatever I'll check it every day. Probably one of the best ways to get my attention right now, honestly, because a lot of people are trying to get my attention and I just ignore them because I'm busy. Because I'm so cool. No, the point is that if you reach out and post on here, I'll probably see it and I'll probably put it in one of my future videos and give you a shout out and all that stuff too. So something to consider. Think about it. If not, that's cool too. Live your best life. Be happy. Be great. Be you. Be free. Anyways, I love you all. Much love to all my star kids. I will see you on the next video. Stay safe. Peace out.